Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to discuss about our unit fourth. That one is alcohol and ether. There is a other topic also regarding the ester also, but here only we will revise today about the alcohol and ether because these two particularly topics are most important. As I have told you yesterday that I just want to know that which topic you want to revise, but all of you didn't answer me that this topic, according to you, which topic should I revise in this particular organic chemistry. So that's why, because you didn't reply to me, that's why now I'm going to revise about my favorite topic. That one is alcohol and ether. So let's start. First one, as it indicates, the chemistry is fun. So really chemistry is fun. As you can see, this F means fluorine, U means uranium, and means nitrogen. Chemistry is really fun if you just consider about this thing, that if you learn daily about chemistry, if you are giving your at least 1 hour to this particularly organic chemistry, then surely you will feel that this chemistry is totally fun topic. Don't take it so lightly by considering that this one is only fun. It will be fun for those only who are doing a daily hard work. But if you are not doing any hard work, you are not preparing this one organic chemistry, then this chemistry will be convert from fun to worst. Otherwise this chemistry, it will be converting to a worst for you. So it depends upon you that either you want to make it in a fun form or you want to make it in a worst form. It depends on you. So now come to our first one. That one is alcohol. So here everything I have discussed with you in the last classes, but in this particular classes, in this revision classes, I will tell you those things which I didn't tell you in the last classes, because in the last classes I have completed all those things, but in this revision I have to clarify all those things. So first one, alcohol. The main thing, if you have learned, then surely you will attempt of everything. Alcohol, in the last you can see there is a all. So wherever you will see in the last one, this one, all that, then only you have to just keep it in your mind that that one is our alcohol part. Here the formula is alcohol is ROH, where OH represent your functional group for alcohol only. Okay, this one R, it may be any of your alkyl group. This alcohol, it may be comes under aliphatic compound also and an aromatic compound also. Aromatic compound means those compound which having a aroma. That's why they are calling as a aromatic compound. But in our syllabus only we have to focus on aliphatic compound or aliphatic alcohol. In the aliphatic you have to learn only where the R must be on methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, like this, carbon 1 to carbon 10. So here only you have to think, if there is a R replaced with methyl group, so it will be called as methanol. If R is replaced with ethyl group, that one will be called as a ethanol. So two things you have to remember. But other thing is glycol, glycerol, which comes under your syllabus. So both the other things also you have to remember. In this alcohol chapter, in this unit 4th, you have to remember, as well as in the unit 3rd and 5th also, you have to remember uh, all the method of preparation, physical property and the chemical property, as well as uses. As if you have learned the particularly preparation and chemical properties, then surely you can write down the uses. Okay, if suppose that in the preparation you have prepared, in the chemical reaction, if you have prepared from the alcohol, you are making aldehyde after oxidation. So in the uses you can write down that this alcohol may be used in the preparation of a aldehyde. Okay, so like this only you can write down all the uses. The next thing, how will you write about the physical property? Everyone, you all of you I think well aware of all those chemicals, that most of you have been users this all the chemicals, alcohol, aldehyde, amine, in your lab. If you didn't, then only you have to write down the small thing. You don't know about the color of those chemicals, nothing. You don't have to write that thing. Only you have to write down if solubility purpose, that either they are soluble, in which compound they are soluble, either in organic solvent or inorganic solvent. Okay, the next thing you have to write down, if you know about their melting point you have to learn. The next thing you can learn, if you have information regarding their hybridization, that thing also you can write down. You don't know about their odor. If you know about the odor, then you can write on that they having a pungent odor, like that. If you don't know about the odor, then don't write. Or otherwise, the other thing is, this one is a trick to write this here. If you don't know about the odor, so you can write down that they having a characteristic odor. Characteristic odor means neither you know nor I know, but only I'm just writing down it's having a characteristic odor. Characteristic odor means everything is a characteristic odor means they're having their own odor. Neither I know, neither you nor you know. Okay, the next thing is taste. Taste means these all are chemicals, so you can't taste it. So please don't write about the taste like your pharmacognosy subject. Only you have to write down the characteristic odor. The next thing you have to write down their solubility. As you know, if these are a chemical compounds, either if the particular compound having OH group, it means that compound will be soluble in water, and the rest of the compound will be soluble in a organic solvent. Okay, so that thing you have to firstly observe. After observation, then you have to write down. Now the come to our classification. So firstly, classification is based upon the number of OH group present. As I have told you, yes, in the yesterday classes, that what is prime 1 degree, 2nd degree, and 3rd degree carbocation, right? Carbon and ion and the free radicals. Similarly, in the case of alcohol, here also we have to focus on the what is primary, what is 1 degree alcohol, 2 degree alcohol, 3 degree alcohol. Okay, so now but before starting the classification, alcohol is also classified based upon the number of OH group present. Firstly, here you have to see in any compound, if you see only one OH group in any compound, if you observe only one OH group, that one will be called as monohydric alcohol. Mono means one, hydric we can consider like alcohol group. So hydroxyl group. So this one is monohydric alcohol. In any compound, if you find only one OH group, that one is called as monohydric. Di means two, hydric means alcohol. So in any compound, if you find two OH group, as you can see, CH2OH, CH2OH, two OH group is there. That's why this one is called as dihydric alcohol. But the general name of this particular example, this one is called as glycol, and this one comes under our syllabus. So you have to also learn about the method of preparation and chemical properties of separately this particularly glycol. Next one is trihydric alcohol. Again, tri means three and hydric is just related to the word hydroxyl group. So tri means three, hydroxyl group, it means OH group. So we can say any compound if contains three OH group, that one will be called as trihydric alcohol. And the example is this one, CH2OH, CHOH. There is no CH2, here is only CH. You can see CH here, CH2, CH2, but here is only CH. To maintain its valency 1, 2, 3 and 4. As we know, carbon is tetravalent, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it is just fulfilling its valency. So this one is called as, the general name of this compound is glycerol. Okay, so methanol, glycol and glycerol. You have to learn the classification also, what is monohydric, dihydric and trihydric alcohol. The next thing, you have to know this particularly example structure as well as their example name. Similarly, as I had told you in the last classes, here again I am going to tell you what is the use of this monohydric alcohol. Okay, remember the last time when you got if you got any wound, at that time what happened, you just went to your hospital. At that time, nurse ran an alcohol and swab over your arm to disinfect that area, right? At that time, doctor or nurse thus apply a alcohol to particularly your area to disinfect. and that alcohol, that substance is called as monohydric alcohol. Okay, so now you can understand that what is the role of this particularly alcohol. And now come to our next thing. Next one is this one is the other classification of general aliphatic alcohol. Now the general aliphatic alcohol, as I had told you in yesterday classes, that what is primary, secondary and tertiary aliphatic alcohol. What is primary, secondary and tertiary aliphatic alcohol? As I told you in the case of carbocation, carbon and ion. Similarly, you have to focus here too. When any carbon atom, firstly you have to observe the OH group. Any compound is containing OH group, it means your particular compound is alcohol. If any compound is found in this particularly chain form continuous series of carbon compound, it means your compound is aliphatic alcohol. So this thing is clear. Now we have to identify either this one is primary, secondary or tertiary alcohol. So just listen. If this carbon alcohol, which is just attached to this one OH group, if this one carbon alcohol is just attached to another carbon, only one carbon, that one is called as primary alcohol. Okay, and in the other form, this carbon is attached with two OH group. The C in this particular example, COH is there. Okay, now when this carbon atom is attached with two other methyl group, or we can say when this carbon is attached with two other carbon atom, that one is called as secondary alcohol. And tertiary means when this carbon is attached with three other particularly carbon atom or three other methyl group, that one is called as tertiary alcohol. We can make the structure too. If you don't have a software, you can or otherwise I will just conduct this particular experiment in your whenever I will take a lab. So firstly, just you have to write down one H, then here just write down here OH. So you have prepared this one alcohol. Now if this carbon is attached with, now you can see, now this carbon COH is attached with, if only one if only, just see, if only this, this carbon is attached with one methyl group, this one is called as primary alcohol. Okay, if this carbon is attached with two methyl group, just see this carbon COH is attached with two methyl group, that one is called as secondary alcohol. Okay, if this carbon is attached with three methyl group, this carbon is attached with three methyl group, CS3, now this particularly alcohol is called as tertiary alcohol. So primary means when only one methyl group will be attached, secondary means when only two methyl group will be attached, and tertiary means when three methyl group will be attached to this particularly carbon atom, is called as tertiary alcohol. So this thing you have to remember always. It depends upon the number of carbon atom. So now this thing is clear, what is primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. And this thing was clear, mono, di and trihydric alcohol. Mono means when only one OH group is present, di means two OH and tri means three OH group is present. Okay, this thing is clear. Now come to the next thing. Next thing, there is another two thing is there, except this particularly primary alcohol, secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol. And there's another alcohol types, that one is called as allylic alcohol. This one allylic alcohol, and other thing is vinylic alcohol. These are other things, allylic and vinylic alcohol. So now what is the difference between allylic and vinylic? As you can see, COH is there, COH is there. Okay, when in any compound you just see this particularly group, which I have underlined, this one, in any compound, if you observe this type of group, firstly this one alkene, CH2 double bond, CH, this one is our alkene, this alkene is attached with this one CH2 group. It means in any compound, if you observe OH group as well as 3 carbon compound in which 2 carbon compounds are joined with a double bond and 1 carbon compound is joined with this one single bond, that particularly compound on this particularly group is known as a allylic group. Okay, this particularly group is known as allylic group. Don't forget, whenever you see a 3 carbon compound, sorry, 3 carbon atoms which is joined to OH group, when these 3 carbon groups are attached in which 2 carbon are joined with a double bond, 1 carbon is joined with a single bond, that one is called as allylic alcohol. Now vinylic means vinyl group. Whenever you will find the only 2 carbon which are attached with the alkene. Okay, when 2 carbon are joined with each other with this particularly double bond only, that one is called as vinylic alcohol. So don't forget what is allylic and what is vinylic. Vinylic means CH2 double bond CH. This thing don't forget. CH2 double bond CH is called as vinyl group, and CH2 double bond CS similarly to this, but after CH2 double bond CS they have added CH2 group. This one is called as allylic. So what is vinyl group? What is allyl group? This thing you have to remember. Now come to the next slide. Next slide, this one is another thing about the ether, because today we are going to discuss about the 2 compound, alcohol and ether only. So now in the last classes we didn't discuss about the classification of ether, but here I am going to discuss about the ether classification. In the case of alcohol, what I have told you, the alcohol formula is ROH. Okay, RO and H. But in the alcohol ROH, if hydrogen is replaced with another R group, if hydrogen is replaced with another R group or another alkyl group, that one is called as ether. So ether formula is ROR. This thing you have to remember always. In the alcohol formula ROH, but in the ether, one hydrogen is replaced with an R group. That one is called as ether. So this ether is also classified into 2 parts. First one is symmetrical symmetrical ether. The next one is non-symmetrical ether. So now what is symmetrical? What is non-symmetrical? Symmetrical means, as the name indicates, symmetrical means where symmetry is found. Symmetry means similarity. Okay. Symmetrical means where symmetry is found, or we can say where similarity is found. That one is called as symmetrical ether. As you can see, just surrounding this oxygen atom, there are 2 R groups are there, right? 1 R and another R. 2 R groups are there, and both R groups may be similar, methyl methyl or ethyl ethyl. So that's why we are seeing there are symmetry, there are similarity surrounding this oxygen atom. Similarity is there. You can see CH3 CH3, C2H5 C2H5. So these are called as symmetrical ether. So now what is non-symmetry? Where no similarity is found, that one is called as non-symmetry. You can see ether and methyl, sorry, ethyl and methyl. Here this one is phenyl group, right? Phenyl and methyl. So there is no symmetry, there is no similarity found around this particularly oxygen atom. One side other group, another side another group. So that's why these are called as non-symmetrical ether, and these non-symmetrical ether we can represent by ROR dash, where R dash may be your different alkyl group, R may be your different alkyl group. So this thing you have to remember, what is symmetry and what is non-symmetrical ether. Okay, so now before going to the next slide, firstly I'm going to tell you about the this one application of this particularly alcohol. What is the application of alcohol? In your home or wherever you are living, some of the wood furnitures are found, right? You all have some wood furniture. In all those wood furniture, the mechanics or carpenter use for furnishing purpose, they are using a sprit only. Okay, to those particularly wood furniture for properly furnishing, they are using a sprit. That sprit also having this particularly OH group. That sprit also having this particularly OH group. Okay, the paper whatever you have taken right now, or and if you didn't take, then firstly you should take. Okay, so firstly the paper whatever you are using, that paper also having this OH group, alcohol. Do you know that this particularly writing paper is made up of a cellulose, and that cellulose is structure having a this particularly OH group. The pen, sorry, that particularly shoes, or we can say the fabric whatever you are wearing right now, that particularly fabric is also a polymer. We all know this about thing, that this part the fabric also are made up of a polymer, and that polymer must have a OH group. Okay, so we can consider that everywhere there is a OH group present, or in other terms I can say, or especially I just want to say that everywhere is your particularly chemistry. Okay, even this particularly ethanol is also a primary ingredient in many alcoholic drinks also that are orally consumed for the recreational purpose, as well as this particularly alcohol. This one is also act as a psychoactive drug by reducing anxiety and creating a feeling of a euphoria in the humans. Okay, as well as if I just tell you that this particularly ethanol is also used as a fuel for the vehicles too, and in the paints also, varnishes, perfume, everywhere alcohol is found, or I can say everywhere there is a organic chemistry. Now you should know very well that what is the importance of this organic chemistry. So now it means that you should daily give a 1 hour to this particularly organic chemistry, minimum 1 hour, or maximum whatever you want to give time to this particular organic chemistry you can give. Okay, the other thing is about this particularly alcohol, that this alcohol is also used as a natural gas. It is also used in a chemicals, you all know. Yeah. Okay, this particularly alcohol, and this one is also used in the production of hydrocarbon. um, the other thing means everywhere there is a this, and the one other thing is that this particular compound is also used as an antifreeze compound. Okay, antifreeze means these are those additives that is used to lower the freezing point of a liquid. Okay, so in many pipelines, so these are also used as a anti-freezing agent. Now the main thing you have to remember about the difference between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. So two tests you have to learn it. One is Lucas and one is dichromate. And you have to learn the formula. And the main thing you have to remember that tertiary alcohol can't do anything. Okay, this thing just keep it in your mind. Tertiary alcohol can't do anything. Can't do anything means, just see in this dichromate test, whenever you are going to just oxidize this primary alcohol, this thing you have to always remember that alcohol on oxidation, it will be converted into aldehyde only, and aldehyde will be converted into acid. This thing just keep it in your mind till fourth year. Okay, and secondary alcohol will be always converted into a ketone form. Primary alcohol will be converted into aldehyde, secondary alcohol will be converted into ketone, while this one tertiary alcohol, it will not give any type of reaction, and solution will remain the same whatever it was in initiation process. In the Lucas region, whenever you take a primary alcohol and just you will take a one test tube, in the test tube you have just taken a 1 ml of ethanol or methanol, then you have added this particularly Lucas reagent. Lucas reagent formula, this one RCl, or this, okay, this particularly RCl, sorry, this Lucas reagent formula When alcohol, it will be combined with HCl in the presence of zinc chloride, that one is called as Lucas reagent. So whenever you will take this particularly thing, then you will find a different thing. So how will you observe? If in each reaction cloudiness will be appear. Okay, so when it cloudiness appears immediately, that one is called as tertiary alcohol. And secondary means when cloudiness appear, it will take in a 5 minutes. And hopefully you all understood about the cloudiness. What is cloudiness? And the primary alcohol means when it will take a more time at room temperature to just at that time there will not be any cloudiness, the solution remains a clear. That there is a so this one was a difference about a primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. This difference you have to remember always. That tertiary alcohol can't do anything. The first thing, the another thing is you have to remember, then on oxidation what will be happen, and the cloudiness based upon the Lucas reagent, how will you identify? It will, if it just immediately appear cloudiness, that one will be your tertiary. It will take some time to secondary. And if particular solution doesn't have any type of cloudiness, remains clear, that one is called as primary alcohol. This thing you have to remember. Now before this one, method of preparation and chemical properties, again I am saying you, and please follow my whatever I am going to tell you, that please always you have to make a in one rough copy. If you didn't start, then please right now also they have a more time. You have to make a one rough copy. On one copy with a pen, you have to make a one table. In the table, just write down firstly method of preparation of ethanol, and write down these 3 or 4 particularly reaction: ethyl bromide, sodium hydroxide, yeah, alkene plus water, aldehyde reduction, and this was alkene plus water. If you have written, and then out of 4, at least you will write in your final semester exam, at least you can write 2 reaction or 3 reaction. If you are not writing, or if you are thinking that I am a genius at the time, I will just remember everything that you are, then you will do nothing at the time of exam. So this one is the only time whenever you can utilize your time. Okay, in the midterm second, don't give your exam so lightly. In the midterm second, you have to prepare this one unit 4th and 2nd, just like you are going to give your final semester exam. If you have prepared your particularly unit 2nd and this particular unit 4th, whatever I have taken this one ethanol, if you have prepared like this to give your final semester exam, then only you will be just clear from your mind that now you can beat each particularly exam whatever I'm just going to give you. The next one, the physical property, you can see here: colorless, volatile liquid, odor, pleasant odor they have written. Okay, or otherwise pleasant odor. If you didn't learn, then you can write down whatever the trick, characteristic odor. Okay, and I have told you in the case of solubility, whenever you will see in any compound OH group is present, it means particular compound is soluble in the water. The next thing is chemical property. In the chemical property, if you have learned these particularly things, so in each, either amine, either ester, alkane, alkene, in each particular compound, you can write down these things: PCl5, SOCl2, HCl, nitrous acid, everything. Okay, and already I have told you the trick, that if you have taken PCl5, that only you have to learn that the last material, okay, or eliminating product, there will be only POCl3 plus HCl. In the case of SOCl2, or there will be a eliminating product of sulfur dioxide and HCl, SO2 and Cl. Yeah, or yahan POCl3 plus HCl. Okay, so like this you can learn. Here nitrous acid, so only you have to write here the suffix NO2 only. Okay, and already I have told you on oxidation. So these are so easy. If you have made a one trick as per my guidance, then surely no one can defeat you. Only you have to learn this thing, either reaction with peace, and you know very well whenever there is a Cl present, it means
these Cl are used to incorporate a chlorine molecule into your primary reactant material. This thing you have to remember. Whenever you will see a Cl in the secondary reactant, it means this secondary reactant Cl is used to incorporate chlorine into a primary material. Just see, here is also Cl is attached, Cl is attached, Cl is attached, right? And the eliminating product, you have to learn it. The what is eliminating product? And if you don't learn this particular eliminating product, then please don't be scared. Only you have to write down the main product. What is the main product? But this particularly thing, you don't have to. Please don't forget this particularly reactant. Okay, if you forget this thing, it means your product will be wrong. Suppose that you are in your home, you are making a tea, right? And I ask you to make a tea. If you don't know that, either you have to just add here milk with a tea leaf, then how will you make this particularly tea, right? Only if you have written water plus milk and they are preparing tea, it means everything is wrong, because without a tea leaf, how can you make this particularly your tea, right? It means that particularly tea leaf is your is the main ingredient. Similarly, in the case of chemical properties, you have to learn the main ingredient. That one is PCl5, SOCl2, HCl, and this one. Without these things, how can you make your final product? Okay, and you should also know that chemical properties, some of the students will write a chemical properties into a method of preparation, and method of preparation will write into the chemical properties. So don't write those things. You should know always the method of preparations means where method of preparation means whenever you are going to prepare alcohol by the unknown reactant, that reactant only you have to learn here. Okay, that reactant only you have to learn here. That one is called as preparation. And chemical properties means that particularly alcohol will react with which type of chemicals to produce with a different type of product. Okay, in the chemical properties, always the first reactant will be your alcohol only. Okay, and second reactant, it depends upon you what you are going to prepare in the final compound. So this thing you have to remember. And the main reaction in this particularly alcohol, this one is this particularly thing. That one is reaction with sulfuric acid. This one is very important reaction. Here you have to learn the final product too, as well as temperature. It means in the last type of reactions, only you have written the only you have to learn here the secondary, particularly this one secondary reactant. If you have learned secondary reactant, you know very well what is the use of this particularly Cl, what is the use of this particularly nitrous acid to produce a nitrate particularly group. Oxidation means it will make this thing. Reduction means or if you heat, then it means water will be eliminated. So this thing you know, but in the temperature there will be problems. So this thing you have to remember, that always ethanol in the present, when ethanol will react with sulfuric acid, there may be possibility of three type of reaction. There may be possibility of three types of reaction. Either these particularly alcohol when react with this particularly sulfuric acid at room temperature, then it will make a ethyl hydrogen sulfide. Yeah, it will make a, now from here what will be happen, this OH and this H water molecule, it will be eliminate and it will make a C2H5O SO3H. Simple. You don't have to learn this particularly name, that what is the name of this particularly chemical name, how will we learn. Don't create this type of problem. Firstly, if you have make it in your mind, you have to make it that only I have to make a trick, that how these particularly how these two components are eliminating and what is the chances of the becoming a new product. Okay, that thing only you have to remember. So at the room temperature, water molecule will be eliminated and you will make a compound like this C2H5OSO3H. But at the temperature of 170 degrees centigrade, when ethanol will react with sulfuric acid at the temperature of 170 degrees centigrade, so there will be a procedure similarly to alumina. What you have learned here. Just see in the last reaction, C2H5OH, in the presence of alumina, it is going to be converted into ethylene. Now from here, one H from the C2H5, one H and one OH. It means now from here, this one water molecule is eliminated and you have made a C2H4 ethylene, right? So similarly here, when C2H5 is going to be react with sulfuric acid at this temperature 170 degrees centigrade, then it will make a C2H4, and again from here one HOH water molecule is eliminated. At 140 degrees centigrade, what will be happen? 140 degrees centigrade, there will be two molecules of ethanol. Okay, there will be two molecules of ethanol which will react with sulfuric acid. In the presence of sulfuric acid, two ethanol molecules will react and it will make a ether. Now from here, again HOH, water molecule is eliminated. You will make a ether compound, C2H5O, C2H5. So this thing is clear that in this, each reaction is so easy, but only you have to learn a small reaction. Especially this particularly reaction, if you have remember, then those reaction already, that reactions was so easy. Only you have to remember the temperature, at which temperature which type of product will be formed. Please remember always, at 140 ether will be made. Okay, this thing please remember always, at 140 degrees centigrade ether will be formed. At 170 degrees centigrade, ethylene will be formed. Okay, at room temperature, there will be formation of this one sulfonic acid derivative. So please don't forget this thing. This one is the only a magic of temperature. Okay, this organic chemistry, each reactions, I have told you organic chemistry is totally fun, but if you are giving your 100% to this organic chemistry, then only it will just make it as a fun. Otherwise, if you're not taking it seriously, organic chemistry, then it will be convert from a fun to worse too. So firstly, just keep it in your mind, this all the chemical reaction was so easy. Only you have to learn that the temperature, okay, at the what temperature this type of product is going to be formed. And if you have prepared everything, then you will be like this particularly this particularly clip art. Okay, that only that, if that everything is clear. So hopefully everything is clear for you. So now we can use see here the uses. Here everything is written here, that it may be also used as antiseptic to perfume to in this preparation of rubber to acetaldehyde, acetic acid. Yeah, so if you don't if you are not able to learn all these uses, then how will you write? At that time you should know that which type of products are formed. If you can see here, that here the firstly ethyl chloride is formed here, ethyl chloride, ethyl nitrate, acetic acid, ethane, ethylene, right? So here and here ether. So you can write here in the uses, it is used in the manufacture of acetaldehyde, acetic acid, ether, ethylene. Okay, like this you can write down all the uses of this particularly alcohol. So now hopefully this alcohol is clear for you. The other thing is, we will see in the next classes what is polyhydric alcohol and glycerol. Here I am just going to tell you small things. If you have, because everything is written here, so only you have to see a small thing I am going to tell you regarding firstly polyhydric alcohol, because two things also comes under this particularly your syllabus, ethylene glycol. The formula is when two OH group is present, that one is called as dihydric alcohol, and the name of that compound is ethylene glycol. As I told you, every time only in one, just make it one a table, in one table just write down all these chemical name. Okay, then only you can write down all these chemical. And this particularly, if you have observed here, what is that catalyst name, that catalyst name also you have to learn it, especially for midterm second. The next thing, in the ethylene glycol, okay, here in the each reaction you can see each reaction is carried out in two-step process. If you are going to react with PCl5, either PCl3 or HCl, everything is remain same as you have used in your particularly ethanol. Similarly here everything is same, but here you have to take a two times. Firstly, one time you have taken PCl5, that only then one chlorine will be incorporated in this particularly OH group. When you are going to take a second time PCl5, then it will replace another OH group. Similarly here, when you are going to take a one time HCl, then it will replace a one OH group. When you are going to take another time, then it will replace another OH group. Okay, so in this ethylene glycol, every time there will be two, that one is a two-step process. This thing you have to remember. In the glycerol, what is going to happen? In the glycerol, each particularly reactant, because there are three OH group trihydric, so in the glycerol you have to take three times of each reactant: 3 PeCl5, 3 HCl, 3 HONO2, 3 CH3 COCl. You have to take a three times of each reactant, so you can replace a OH group or only hydrogen. Somehow they just see everywhere they have replaced only H group, H and Cl, HNO2, everywhere there is an elimination. Only in each particular compound, either H or OH is replaced with three times of acetyl group, nitro group, chlorine group. Okay, so this one was the trick. So learn each and everything. So hopefully you understood. And if there is another problem in this particularly organic chemistry, you can let me know through a message in official WhatsApp group. Okay, so I will revise only those particularly topic. So thank you and have a good day.